Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, everything in between, to the Davies McKernan Report here on 690 The Chotch. We're here in sports broadcasting camp. We got a few topics for you today. So coming off the top, All-Star Game. How do you feel about it counting for home field advantage for the World Series?
Yeah, we differ on this topic, but I love the way it counts from a fan standpoint. Now, if I was a player, I'd like to think that the best team with the best record deserves home field advantage at the end of the year. But as a fan standpoint, it's fun to watch the game because you're seeing the best players in the world at that time playing as hard as they can for something that means something in the end. So I really like it that way from that fan standpoint. Just an example, the Pro Bowl is kind of a joke because they're not really playing for anything, and then the NBA All-Star Game kind of gets boring at the end when they're up like 140 to 122. It's just it can get boring when they're just jacking up shots. So I really like how the game means something. I know we differ on that, but what do you think?
Well, I mean, I agree with you on that one. The Pro Bowl looks like basically a backyard football game. They're basically touch football. And I don't want the All-Star Game to turn into that. It's the best players in the world, bringing them out on the biggest stage. You want them to play as hard as they can. But unfortunately, the All-Star Game is also in the middle of an All-Star break. You want them to have time of rest. You don't want them to be going cleats up into each other, going as hard as they can. I mean, of course, you want to see that. But another thing a variable that goes into this is think about Jeff Smarja. He just got traded from league to league. And now he's playing in the American. He's not playing, but I mean he's on the American League. How does that? He could have pitched for the National League. There's just too many factors that lead into judging the league over record.
I think if you ask Jeff Samardzija, though, he'd rather be on the Oakland A's and the Chicago Cubs. I mean, if we're being honest here, he has a chance to be in the World Series.
Yeah.
I like that, so I don't think it really bothers him there. Also, second topic: LeBron returning to Cleveland. What do you like about it?
I like it a lot. I mean, of course, the Heat. They're an older roster. They didn't have as much going for them as the Cavs do. But I do, there's almost a little feeling of impatience from LeBron. I mean, of course, you got to go back to the fact that he's been in the championship a lot lately, and right after they lose it, he leaves. So it's kind of, I know you definitely were for this move. Yeah. So tell me a little bit about what you think.
I mean, I like it basketball-wise. The Heat, like you said, was kind of like an older roster, and he has a chance to go. He's won his 2 championships. Has a chance to go back to Cleveland with the young roster with Kyrie Irving and Anthony Wiggins, and then Tristan Thompson as well. They have a really young roster he can really be patient with. I like their coach a lot, David Blatt. He's from Europe. He's a great basketball mind. I also like that decision as well. But I also like the way he handled the letter, just releasing it on Twitter. It wasn't like the decision 4 years ago. It was just beautifully written, and it really made it seem like it was more than basketball. He wants to go back to Cleveland and have something that they can be happy for, and he wants to raise his kids there, and he wants to help the kids in Akron realize that it's a place that they should love and they should come back to and really like the roots.
I really do think LeBron has a chance at turning Cleveland around.
Yeah, no
I really do. He can lead the city. And our final topic here, a little home cooker here. We got Atlanta Falcons getting the Hard Knocks, the whole Hard Knocks coming to check out the training camp. How do you feel about that?
I personally love Hard Knocks. Just the behind the scenes of training camp. I don't know how the players like it a lot. The Falcons are kind of a pretty boring team outside of Roddy White. They don't have a lot of personalities, I guess. They're all politically correct. And I also think it's interesting that HBO is wanting to do Hard Knocks, but the Falcons never have, and Mike Smith has never wanted to do it. But after the year last year he had, maybe he's on the hot seat, didn't want to disagree with ownership. So it'll be interesting, and so I think he gave in on that. But it'll be interesting to see, how the Falcons are on Hard Knocks. I can't wait to watch it.
Yeah, everybody, we always talk about the Falcons never get enough credit for anything. It always feels like everybody's going against us. And I really like the publicity that's coming to the camp. I mean, you got to, after last season, we're pretty much rock bottom right now. Yeah. It can't get any worse. So you got to bring publicity to the program. You got to start, letting everybody know you're the big guy on campus, and I guess, start acting that way a little more.
All right. Thanks for tuning in, folks, on the DMR on 690 The Chotch. I'm Will Davies alongside my partner, Hunter McKernan. Have a good night.